Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic. What weird thing would you make socially acceptable if you could? If other people are at my house having fun but I'm tired, I just want to be able to go to bed, but they can stay and have a good time. Friend of mine was the first to get an apartment out of our friend group. We all would hang out there all the time and just do whatever, even after she had to sleep early for work the next day. Sometimes she'd wake up early and all of us would still be awake doing who knows what, but it was just pretty casual. At some point she made copies of her front door's keys for us lol. Edit, she's not a friend anymore for reasons I won't say, but at the time it was great. Edit 2, for those who think we just trashed the place / didn't know boundaries, we didn't literally do whatever and left. We would sometimes help with groceries / electric bill / cleaning. We always took out full trash bags on our way out, so that we wouldn't leave her with the burden. If there was ever times she needed some alone time, we followed through. And no, I won't say the reason we stopped being friends, sorry guys. Edit 3, I caved in. She met my homies and I threw gaming and soon was in a relationship with a homie. She's from out of state and years after decided to move to our city with her BF and a job ready for her. That relationship recently ended in not the best of terms, and she didn't want to be with us as that wouldn't help her get over their breakup. She didn't do any of us dirty honestly, just that they broke up. I know it's a pretty underwhelming story. This was me. I got kicked out at 17 and got a rent house to myself with my grandpa's help. All my friends came over when they were displaced during Hurricane Harvey. I had 8 high schoolers not including myself sleeping in my little 2-bedroom 800 square feet slum for at least 2 weeks. For a couple years I let a lot of homeless / troubled teens I'd went to school with have a roof to sleep under and a shower to wash up in and sometimes food to eat. When I was actually able to feed myself lol, we all struggled together. Edit to say that 800 square feet was just an estimation for small and I really have no idea the approximate amount. I made a guess at the sizes of the rooms below. If you all feel like you wanna be on our / they did the math complete with some curveball measurements you'd have to find of furniture. Usually I eat that stuff up but I'm tired and I know some of y'all like doing that stuff too. Short naps at work. Happily, now that I work from home, thanks COVID, this has become a reality for me. I am not a big napper but I get cold a lot, so I love working at home and taking a hot bath while watching a tutorial about something I have to build for work and clocking it. I am hoping when things get back to normal, they'll be more open to us WFH more. Staying completely silent in other people's company. I do this and I find it makes the other person very uncomfortable. I just have trouble keeping a conversation going. I'm the same way. I also find when people push conversations we end up talking about stupid stuff I don't care about. What's so bad about sitting quietly and just relaxing? It's nice that it's completely accepted and really common here in Finland since everyone hates small talk. Finland sounds fucking amazing. The IRS telling you how much you owe in taxes. The IRS wants to do this. They are blocked by lobbying from the tax accounting industry. In virtually every situation in which you ask why aren't we doing this obvious thing that's obviously better, the answer is corporate lobbyists. Hell, the reason daylight savings time isn't permanent, i.e. we stop falling back, is largely due to TV lobbyists who want it to get dark early so we sit at home watching TV. I can believe that. Fun fact, this is how most other countries do it. Hell, in the UK taxes just come out of your paycheck. You don't have to worry about it. Comes out of your paycheck in the US too. This is why people often get a refund during tax season instead of owing money, because they overpaid during the year. Taking a social time out without having to smoke or occupy the bathroom. My work day is 6 to 8 hours, it's an open plan office, lunch is social, and I have at least an hour commute per day. That's at least twice my maximum social energy per day. Commenting on this while occupying my work's restroom to take a break from people. Really wish I could just tell my boss, I need a few minutes. Edit, Jesus Christ my inbox. Please do. Take a walk. That's what I do now, I just bring a protein shake and walk around the lovely industrial area my workplace is in lol. I would like to make it socially acceptable to tell employers that you're only in it for the money and it being a legitimate answer. What am I supposed to tell employers that I have always wanted to work at a part-time job and get yelled at by Karens so I could just make ends meet? Edit, spelling. What are you going to get out of this job? Sir, this is a Wendy's. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? A union job with benefits. Yes. Like you have to act like your 9-to-5 job is your passion and comes before everything else. I'm an executive assistant because it's easy and decent pay. That's it. No passion. Not my dream. Just a job. I started a new job in June and would have weekly check-ins with my boss since we're all working remotely. She asked me if I'm enjoying my new responsibilities, and I answered enjoy is a relative term. I don't dread turning on my computer in the morning. Luckily, that made her laugh. Like, it's government contracting. It's not fun and it's not my passion. It's fucky nobody's passion. Let's stop pretending we have to enjoy our jobs. My boss at work recently told me how much they hate people who just show up for the paycheck. I guess it's common perception that people who are only in it for the money don't care about their work, but that's not always true. Both my co-workers and bosses tell me I'm always reliable and do good work, but I don't give a shit about company loyalty or the actual work I'm doing. I work hard because my job pays well and I don't want to give them any excuse to fire me. Deleted. Running in public to get to places quicker. Just look at your watch every so often, people will assume you are running late for something. That's why it's called running late, eh? Terribly sorry. D. Back when I actually went to the office in the city, I remember seeing this one woman a few different times running. And not in your typical running clothes but in a business suit during your typical rush hour times. The first time I thought she must be late to something. A few more times and I thought, wow, this lady is always late. Finally, I just decided she must just like running to / from places. She must be the player character in an RPG. I almost always run from the subway station to my college classroom because almost always I'm late. It can be a similar case with that woman. Sitting. On the floor or anywhere really. Cashiers need to be allowed to sit. The fact that most places won't let them is a load of BS. Aldi grocery store cashiers sit at their registers. People in the service industry should be able to tell a customer when they are being an asshole. My old boss from when I worked retail flat out told me on my first day that so long as I wasn't being a total dick, he would always have my back if a customer was being an ass and I didn't bend over backwards for them. He banned a few people from the store over their antics while I was there, and blew a couple Karens' minds when he told them to shut up and act their age when they tried their usual screaming fest. I loved that job. That's awesome. When I was a lifeguard my boss was the same way. Thankfully in that line of work the customer isn't always right, but it was still a great feeling to know your job wasn't at risk if Karen went berserk. I once had a guy totally flip his lid because a new cashier took his money 10 minutes before free swim started, but I wouldn't let him and his daughter in the pool because it was still lap swim. He ended up storming into my boss's office and complaining for over 15 minutes. Afterwards my boss called me in and said if anyone asks, I'm reprimanding you. Great job handling that situation, keep up the good work. Eating alone in small cities. I used to live in NYC and ate alone all the time. No one ever noticed or cared. I moved to a small beach city. People react to me dining alone as if I were naked and eating a live animal's entrails with my bare hands while screaming the lyrics to the Klondike Bar ice cream commercial. I love eating alone in restaurants, people watching etc. A friend of mine once told me this is literally her worst nightmare. She said that whenever she sees someone dining alone she feels terrible for them and always invites her to join her. I gave her a gentle talk about introverts v extroverts. As an extreme extrovert, being on your own was an entirely foreign concept to her. If someone invited me to join them while I am eating alone, I will be scared thinking that they are planning to kill me. That's honestly one of the things I miss from when I was frequently flying and there spent a lot of time waiting at airports. No talking, just my music / YouTube vid / Netflix and my meal. I would say I am rather extrovert but I can definitely enjoy some alone time and I would never sit next to someone eating alone. Being able to just wave or say hi to people you hardly know. There's nothing worse than an awkward 5-minute catch-up chat at the store with someone I haven't seen in years. Hey, sorry, I'm kind of in a rush, but you look great and it was nice bumping into you. Have a great day. Proceed to run into them 3 more times in the same store. Being able to take a day off because you just want to as opposed to having to come up with an excuse. Edit. Congrats to everyone who has a great job and great company that allows them to call out whenever for whatever reason. My team is very small and I am one of 2 in my role, so I always need a legitimate reason to not show up. I wish it were different, but it's what I've got to do to pay my bills. If it's anything, I do enjoy my job for the most part. America is so fucked, Mayo. I get 30 days of paid vacation a year that I can take whenever and for whatever reason I like. And that doesn't include sick days. Edit. Yeah guys, I get it, some people in the US have similar contracts. The difference is that I'm entitled to this many days by law plus basically unlimited days of sick leave if I provide a doctor's note, as is every employee in my country. Joke's on you, I get 10 total days vacation or sick and I'm grossly underpaid for my field. America fucking sucks. I got warned I'd be let go if I kept calling out by my boss because I called out of work the other day. I had a sprained account joint and couldn't move my arm. The main thing I do at my job is lift full-grown human adults out of their beds. My boss seriously warned me that I may be fired for not walking into a person's house with my arm in a sling and saying, "All right, let's pick you up out of bed and put you in your wheelchair." Don't worry, I was compelled to come to work today, so my arm definitely won't become an issue. For myself in the UK there's a bit in the leave application for details, but everyone leaves it blank. No boss cares unless it might fuck up a project.